Good evening. My name is Howard Edelman. I'm your host for Israel and the Jewish World. Our show is called Rama, Rights and Refugees. My guest is Rama Zvi. She was a ballet dancer. You can tell from her elegant posture and the way she carries herself. She and her husband developed a retreat in the Judean Hills just outside Jerusalem. It became Rama's Kitchen, a restaurant. The next time you're in Israel, you should visit it. Everyone has the right to a blissful retreat. We will then turn to a discussion on human rights before we look at the problem of real refugees who are forced to search for a haven. Finally, Barry Rubin discusses the role of Jordan in the Middle East, the only state that allowed Palestinian refugees to become citizens. Stay with us for great cuisine and its counterpoint, genuine deprivation. My guest is Rama Ben Zvi. Welcome to the show, Rama.
Thank you.
You're the owner of Rama's Kitchen.
Yes, I am.
But I want to start with a personal question, because when I first met you and was introduced to you, I said, you must be an actress or a model or something. You stand so elegantly and...
No, actually I was for 1 year an actress, but no, what I think you're seeing is I come from the world of dance. I was dancing for many years.
I see. What kind of dance? Ballet dancing?
Not at all. I'm very far away in my characteristics, even though I was doing, but I never liked it. And I'm coming from what you might call postmodern dance, and it's a dance that is originated in the laws of the movement of the body itself, as opposed to stylistic dance or expressive dance.
Oh, I see. Now that's a long route from the dance to this restaurant and this just absolutely exquisite location. Describe where we are for the audience, because they won't capture it even from whatever they see here.
So we are on the mountains of Jerusalem, in the Judean mountains, and my restaurant is situated in a little village called Nataf, and in our village, like when people ask me where do you live, I say I live in a place that I open the house door and I'm trekking. I'm doing a trek, because we are really very much open to the wilderness, which is very exceptional in Israel, that is so small and there is so little land.
Yeah, because you're sitting at the top of the mountain, you have the mountains over there, the mountains every which way.
Yeah, and behind us you can see you can see Tel Aviv, and you can see the sea, and you can see the north of the country, Haifa, and you can see the south of the country.
Can you see all the way to Haifa from
Yeah,
here?
you can see on very clear days, you can see all the way to Haifa, and is farther south than Ashdod.
Really?
Yeah.
And we're just near Jerusalem.
And we're just near Jerusalem, so it shows you also how lucky we are where we are located, and also how small Israel is. You can capture all of Israel in one hand.
So when did you come here?
To Nataf.
Yes.
We came, myself and my husband, and my daughter with whom I was pregnant 30 years ago.
30 years ago.
Yeah, and this was
And
total...
you came to set up a restaurant here?
Not at all. We heard that a group of people arranges this was a virgin mountain, and we found out that some people are trying to create a village here. There was nothing, just really a virgin mountain, and I came here with my husband, and we both fell in love with this mountain. I asked Uzi, my husband, will you build me a house here? And he said, yes, I do.
He loves you. You want a house here, you get a house here.
Yeah, and we bought this lot of land from Israeli Arabs, families in Abu Ghosh. So the land is privately owned by us.
Which is unusual in itself. In Israel.
Very, because most of the land is owned by the state of Israel. And this what made it possible for us also that each one of us has quite a lot. We have 1 acre, which is a lot in Israeli terms. And since the way this started a little bit we didn't go in the main road of building villages in Israel. So first of all, as I said, the land is privately owned, and then we had no settling organization behind us, like the Jewish Agency, etc.
Right.
So we were orphans, and we were happy orphans. Being orphans meant that for 12 years we were not connected neither to electricity, nor to the water, nor to the telephone. We didn't have a road leading to the village.
You had to walk in? How long did it take you?
We didn't walk. There was a very bad dirt road, so the road that takes now 5 minutes took really 1 hour. But in heavy rainy days, we were just stuck either in the village or outside the village. It was so muddy we couldn't make the road.
I see. Wow. So you couldn't have a restaurant then, clearly, without water
No,
like
no,
this.
I was dancing this
Oh,
time.
you were dancing. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. This was your kind of studio.
I had my studio here, and I was teaching in Jerusalem. And just imagine what it meant to have contact with my students, because I had no telephone. Then in a nearby
And there wasn't
kibbutz,
any cell phones then.
none. So the nearby kibbutz, which meant 1 hour and 20 minutes drive from here, there was a public phone. At this time, you used to talk in public phone with tokens. So every 3 days, I would drive 1 hour, 20 minutes. Maybe it's not a lot for Canada, but it's a lot for Israel. You can almost cross the whole country to the public phone with the tokens to talk to my students. And then I would make the way back.
So how did this become a? And it's not just a restaurant, because you have you grow flowers
Nursery.
here. Yes, you have a horse, you have dogs, you have animals and chickens. I don't know. It's quite a complex here.
It is.
So how did it go from there to this?
It went gradually. We didn't have a vision that this is the way we want to live. But when we came here, it was clear to us that we want to live close to the earth. But we didn't really know what it meant. And then when I was dancing and I had my group, I was a lot outside of here, outside of this village. So it became clear to me that I want to be more here, and I want to get out of here as little as possible.
I can understand why immediately.
And so I thought maybe I'll make goat cheese, maybe I'll do carpentry. And this restaurant actually started as a joke.
Whose joke was it?
It was myself and a friend who danced with me. We both had a dancing company. And one day she came to me. I was 8 months of pregnancy with my third child, which is not the ultimate time to start a new business. And
But it's an ultimate time to be mad.
it is. And she was just at a stage that she was a little bit short of money. She said, Rama, let's invent something. So we sat on my veranda, and I said, what shall we invent? I said, okay, let's cook for people. So there is a little local newspaper in this area, so we put up a little ad saying Rama and Smadar's Kitchen, and we're cooking for people for the weekend. In Hebrew it fell out very well. I don't know how to translate it into English. And people would call us, and we would cook for them. They could make reservations until Wednesdays, and then on Friday we would deliver. So it was a very small business.
So it's kind of gourmet cooking, or you're really a service.
Yeah, and
It was the restaurant then?
No, there was nothing. We cooked. Here was the horses live. Where the restaurant is now, it is where the horses were.
I see.
At this time. And we cooked from my house. And then I gave birth, and a month later my friend gave birth. And she said, okay, I understood. I don't want this business. You can continue it all by yourself. And I continued it. And then one day, maybe half a year later, somebody asked me to cater. And I said, look, I have to do catering at their house. I said, look, I have no experience. I can assure that I'll do my best. And I'll be very cheap because you're the first people I'm doing it for. I think I was doing something that was very mediocre. They were very happy. And there started my catering business that I was still doing from my home. I said, I don't want to invest any money in equipment, which meant that when I was cooking for 200 people, but I had my home refrigerator, then I I put all the ingredients in all the refrigerators of my friends all around the village. And then when I would get to the catering lot space, which could be like 2 hours drive from here, and I would get there and I would say, oh, I forgot 10 kilos of tomatoes, and it's in this friend's refrigerator. Then I would call my husband. There were no cellular phones. Then I would have to go and find a telephone and call my husband and tell him I forgot 10 kilos of tomatoes. Can you bring me the 10 kilos? But I said,
it gets madder and madder.
but I said, you know, every day that I don't work, the bank is not knocking on my door. So it went like this for 2 years. And I was doing at the most 1 catering a month. And then the next stage was...
Well, let's not start. I want to take a break because I want to get to the next stage.
Okay.
We'll leave it in suspense because
Okay.
it's quite a dramatic story as it is.
Okay.
So we'll stop.
Okay.